welcome back. So today you've got a quick workout with me, so I hope you can all join me for that. And then as a well-earned reward and treat, we've got James Hudson in the kitchen this evening cooking up some amazing pancakes. So make sure you get involved with that, and make sure you tag us in on Instagram with all your pancake creations and pictures, because we'd love to see those. And also you'll be entered into a prize draw as well. Just make sure you use the hashtag #VitalityHalfTerm, and I will see you later, and I'll see you tomorrow as well.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of the Vitality Half Term series. My name is Jamie and I'm one of the Vitality coaches, and as you can see, I am very ready for tonight's session. So hopefully you joined us earlier for the workout with Jessica and Ennis. Johnny led that one and they smashed their way through it. But as a reward for that, I think we all need to be recovering properly with plenty of pancakes this evening. So make sure you've got all of your kit laid out. Make sure you get involved with us. Send us your comments, any questions that you've got, and we'll have a chat along the way. So for this one, thankfully, I am no expert, but for those of you that do know me, I actually used to work in a pancake, waffle, and ice cream restaurant. So I'm not going to say too much, but I am backing myself to make some good pancakes today. But fortunately, we have a true professional with us, and we have James Hudson. So James, previously a professional rugby player, as you can probably tell by his stature right now, played for Gloucester for a number of years, a bit of a legend in rugby union, but also now his role is as a rugby performance nutritionist and sports scientist. So James, you're our head chef today. How are you doing, and are you excited for pancakes?
I'm good, thanks, Jamie. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for inviting me to cook these with you this evening. I'm really excited. I've got my pan ready, like you, and I'm ready to go.
Perfect. All right. So James obviously has a wealth of experience in performance nutrition, both from being an athlete and also in his professional career right now. And lots of people have asked us, are we going to make healthy pancakes today? There is a healthy option, but this day happens once every year. So if you want to have a blowout, just enjoy yourself, have a bit of fun, dig out the Nutella, any of your favorite toppings, and just go free and go wild with whatever you want. So it's a lot of fun tonight. We're not planning to make sure that we're eating too perfectly, but tomorrow we'll be back again. But as obviously we've got James, we need our wider Vitality family. So we've got Ella and Mia, who are also joining us tonight. And they look how ready and prepared they are. And for those of you that don't know, behind the scenes, Ella and Mia are actually far more prepared than I am. So if there's anyone to follow today, it's James and definitely Ella and Mia. And Ella is the older of two, who is 11. Mia is 7, and apparently a bit of a loose cannon is what I think maybe we should say. So who knows what's going to happen with this one. But James, I'm going to pass over to you to kind of get us started, talk us through what we need to do, and we'll just have a chat throughout. Does that sound good?
Brilliant. Thanks, Jamie.
Cool.
Okay, good evening, everybody. I hope you've got all your ingredients laid out in front of you, nice ready. I've channeled my inner Delia. I have everything laid out, ready to go, so we'll talk through it. So the beauty of these pancake recipes is they're nice and easy, nice and simple, and they give us a nice fluffy pancake, which is nice and easy to cook in the pan as well. We're not flipping around with thin crepes or anything like that. Nice, fluffy, thick pancakes is what we're after. So first of all, we're going to get our dry ingredients. So I'm just going to pan down. And so in a bowl, we're going to have our 1.5 cups of plain flour. Now, the nice thing with this recipe is it's nice and transferable. So if you have a preference over what flour you want to use, feel free to adapt that. So if you're someone who doesn't like to use any gluten, then using a gluten-free flour will work absolutely fine in this as well, and other options. Okay, so let's take our bowl with our flour in, and then we're going to add to that, we're going to add in 3 tablespoons of sugar. Okay, so we're going to pop that in, and this is all the dry ingredients that we're going to put together. We're then going to add in a little bit of... Pardon?
Did you say 3 tablespoons, James?
Yes.
Cool. No wonder these are going to taste good. I like that.
We're then going to add in our baking powder and baking soda. So we've got a teaspoon of baking soda and half a teaspoon of baking powder, and we're going to pop that in as well. And with that, we're going to add in a little half a teaspoon of salt. So we're going to pop that all in. And that's our dry ingredients that we're going to get in there. So we're going to give that a little whisk together now. So just to combine those evenly, we're just going to give those a little bit of a mix and get those together. And then we're going to, in a separate bowl or a jug, we're going to get our wet ingredients. So in there, we've got our 1.5 cups of buttermilk. Now, If you didn't manage to find buttermilk in the shops, no worries at all. Hopefully the tip on the recipe card that we provided, you can substitute that in just with some whole milk with a little bit of lemon juice, and that does the job absolutely perfectly. So if you prepared that in advance, brilliant. Otherwise, just mix that lemon juice and milk together and leave it stand for a couple of minutes, and that should be ready to use as well. Okay, so we've got that in our jug or other bowl. Then to that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of melted butter. So we're going to pop those into the wet ingredients. And then we're going to add our 2 eggs as well. So we're going to add 2 eggs to the ingredients. I'm not going to try and show off and do it with one hand, but nice and easy. Jamie, I've beaten you to it. I knew you were going to say that. Nice and simply, just pop our 2 eggs into our wet ingredients there. Just take your time. Young ones out there, just take your time doing that, just so we make sure we don't get any shell in there, but that's all good. Okay, so we've now got our wet ingredients together there, and we're going to give those a good whisk and a mix together to combine those well in our separate bowl. Okay.
James, so far so good. This is actually going very well. I just want to check in with Ella and Mia. Yeah, I mean, Mia's already off. I don't know where she's going. Are you good? I think the egg has caused all sorts of chaos. James, this is not something I should promote right now, but have you heard about the myth about the egg?
Is this where you can stand up?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a myth or if it's fact, but I'm going to demonstrate this now. If you try and hold an egg with your thumb and index finger and hold it vertically, if you squeeze as hard as you can, I'm backing myself to be strong. I challenge anyone to break the egg by doing that, although this feels risky, but I am pushing pretty hard right now, and I don't know. I can't break the egg, so if anyone manages to break the egg, then maybe share that. But also, it'd be really bad news if you do manage to.
I'm not going to create any more mess.
No.
But we can always have a go. Perfect. So we've got our two separate bowls now, which have got our wet and our dry ingredients in. So they're all nice and mixed together. So then all we're going to do is we're going to combine those together. So we're just going to pour the wet ingredients into the dry. Okay. And then we're just going to give that a nice gentle whisk together. Now, the trick with this is to try and make sure that you've got no dry spots left in the dry ingredient bowl when you've added the wet ingredients to it. Okay, it doesn't matter if there's a few lumps in there, but we just want to try and get rid of any big dry spots of flour. Okay, so we'll just pour those in. Get that all in there.
We've got a shout out, James, for Ella and Mia already. They've got some fans with us, I think, tonight.
Oh, see, you're just bigger influencers than any of us could ever.
The fame's gone to their heads already, I think.
Right, so we're going to give that a nice whisk together. We don't want to over mix it because that might make pancakes a little bit tough, but we just want to make sure, like I said, there's no big dry spots.
What sort of consistency should we be looking for, James? Because I've got like relatively thick, but not too loose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. We want it to be kind of nice and thick. All right. But like I said, no big dry spots in there. If there's a few little lumps, no worries at all.
Cool.
Okay. Now, the idea with these ones, like I mentioned, and that's why I think they're quite a nice one to cook, especially for the young ones out there, is that they're nice and fluffy and thick. All right, so we're not sort of wheeling the pan around, a hot pan around. It's nice and safe to have a go, so you can get young kids involved in this kind of recipe a bit more easily.
Cool.
So once we've mixed that together, don't overbeat it. Get rid of your whisk, and you've got your mix, and then we can get our pan on. And we want to get our pan on a nice kind of low medium heat.
Okay.
So using gas or whatever you're using, get that pan on now, and then add a tiny little bit of butter to the pan just to make sure that there's a little bit of fat in there to cook the pancakes with. Okay.
Cool. Got it. I'm getting nervous now. That first bit was easy. Now I'm up with it.
It's nothing to be worried about, Jamie. I'm sure,
okay,
like you just said, you worked in a place that produced these day and night.
Back in the day, I was whipping them up. Yeah, long time ago. I've forgotten it all.
Perfect. Now, as a rough guide, each pancake wants to be about a kind of quarter of a cup inside. So that's probably around sort of 4 tablespoons of mix in the pan at once. So that's the rough kind of guide to the size of pancake that these are designed to make. And that way you'll get a nice thick pancake. but it won't take too long to cook. So we've got that balance between it hopefully not burning, but getting a nice rise on it.
Cool.
Okay. So get your butter just to melt in there, get a nice low medium heat, and then hopefully if we're ready to, we can pop our mix into the pan.
I'm going to watch first.
And we'll get the first couple of pancakes in the pan. So scoop those in, and then we should see some nice bubbling around the edges. Just pop this down so we can see.
Nice.
Okay, so we've got that in there. Should have a nice little bit of bubbling around the edges.
Love that.
And as it starts to cook, and the nice thing is that sort of buttermilk or with the bicarbonate of soda and the baking powder, that's going to combine and give us nice big bubbles in that pancake, which is what's going to give us that fluffy texture, hopefully. He says confidently.
Nice. James, they're looking good. But you, Ella and Mia are showing me out. I've got an electric hob. My button's still not even Look
The girls are pros. They're cooking on gas.
Yeah, I know. I'm just sitting here with cold butter right now, so it right there. Here we go.
So we want those to, we don't want to cook them too quickly, so we don't want them to obviously to burn around the edges. All right, but we want them to sort of start to sort of get a little bit firmer underneath. All right, and then we can. Once they get firm enough to get a spatula underneath and we start to see some bubbles start to appear on the top, then we can just give them a nice gentle flip over and cook them on the other side, okay?
Cool. So will we go for a spatula flip first before going into the full toss?
I knew you were going to say this.
I
reckon a nice, I think because if you've got a couple in the pan, I think if you're going, after you, Jamie, if you want to toss two in the pan at the same time, that's a brave move.
Yeah.
But I think, a nice easy spatula.
Cool.
Would be a good
I'll
option.
go with that first.
Okay.
Ella, give us a thumbs up. Mia, how you guys doing? Mia's come to the camera. She's stealing the fame again. There you go. Head chef Ella over there. She's loving it. Good work, you guys. You look so in control right now. Love that.
Okay, so we've given those a little flip over, and hopefully, like I said, we should see some nice bubbles forming. So we've got a nice thick pancake.
Wow.
Okay.
They look good, James. Very good.
Won't get too close as they look a little bit darker than I'd like on the first one. But, the first ones are always a little bit of a test.
Yeah, well, if yours are looking dark, mine are still very raw. So if we meet someone in the middle, I think we'll get it. We're good now.
So again, you can you can feel them if you just give them a little prod on top. When they sort of spring back nice and firmly, we know that they're kind of cooking all the way through. And you should be able to see some nice air bubbles around the edges as well.
Nice. I'm actually getting that. This is really good. James, what do you prefer, a pancake or a waffle?
Oh, that is a tough decision. I have to say, I do think there's nothing quite like a stack of pancakes.
Cool. Correct answer for today.
I do like pancakes, and I think you can put them with so many things. They are great. They're a good blank canvas. They're a good vehicle for all the good stuff.
For sure.
You can put all sorts of things with them. Okay, so we should be kind of getting through our first round, our first batch of pancakes there. So I'm going to transfer mine over to a plate now, and
James, I have to say, I'm so impressed by Ella and Mia. They've just done that, like,
they're flying, aren't they?
Yeah, they've done it loads of times. Mia, although, what are you doing, to be fair? I'm very impressed by Ella, but Mia just seems to be maybe the supporting role. Everyone needs a sous chef, right?
Cool. So I'm going to get round two on the go. Nice. So again, you can add a little bit, a tiny bit more butter to the pan, just to make sure that they're not going to stick, and they've got something to just cook the batter in on that side.
Oh, James, these look good, you know. I'm making slow cooked pancakes, but they are looking. Let me show you this. Ready? Can you see that? Not really.
Oh,
I mean, you can't really see, but they look good. That's all I'm saying.
they do look good. You've got a
Taste
nice.
dreadful. Look great. That's all that matters, right?
No, it's all about the taste. It's all about the
For
taste.
sure.
Right. Yeah, and so the nice thing with this recipe is that you can really flex it with lots of different ways. So if there are certain flours that you prefer, or you don't like to have, or you do like to have, then you can swap those in, and you get a nice result with those as well. Still.
So
Okay.
James, I've got a question for you. Obviously, it's pancake today, hence why we're all eating pancakes. But we probably don't tend to eat them as much as we maybe would throughout the year. But from a nutrition point of view, can you make pancakes healthy? Like, is that a thing, or is it actually just a treat every now and again?
Well, I think, yeah. I mean, I think this mix is not unhealthy at all. You've got nice source of carbohydrate in there from the flour. A little bit of protein from your eggs and milk and buttermilk that's in there as well. So there's nothing really unhealthy at all about them. I suppose you can adjust the recipe to promote, some more healthy ingredients to be added to them. So you can always make them with wholemeal flour. You could make them multigrain as well, and add some seeds into there as well to try and add a few more nutrients in and make them, I suppose, a bit more beneficial for your health, or if you've done lots of exercise and for your kind of recovery from any training sessions or big exercise bouts, things like that. I'm not a massive fan of adding things for the sake of it, for promoting health but not necessarily taste. I think there's sometimes this real sort of trend to chuck in, I suppose, the kind of your whey protein and things like that. But to be honest, it just dries them out and makes them really quite kind of like cardboard. So there's not many good recipes that you can do that taste as good as a proper pancake. So I think when they fit into your routine, just stick to the right things and enjoy a proper pancake, I think would be my ethos.
I like that a lot, definitely. And I hopefully my toppings will give you an idea. I'm just free pouring right now. Johnny's just caught me on camera. I'm not even There's carnage here right now, but give you an idea of how you can get some. There's my fire alarm. James, I told you. Oh no. It's going to have to be a battery job. I'm going to have to take them out.
I thought you were slow cooking them, not burning them. What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, this is going very well. I think I can remove my hand now. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're fine.
Yeah, so just on round two again, so you can sort of see you've got the nice sort of bubbles popping around the edges. You've got a nice thick pancake, so it should be nice and risen all the way through. And once it's brown on both sides, then you can just switch them out and then get another batch on. So just run through and cook those. And once you've got enough, chef's perks, you can always start tasting and trying them as well.
Nice, I like that. They look good, your ones, James, I have to say. There was a question that came up on screen, which is, who do you think is going to make the best pancakes? Yeah, my fire alarm turned off, so I'm pretty sure it's not me. So it's a 2-horse race, I think, this time between James, Ella and Mia. And I'm not going to say who my money's on, because Ella and Mia have just been quietly getting on with things. Mia looks a little sneaky there. I think she's working on the toppings. So, yeah, it's a 2-horse race.
Are you working on the principle of one for me, one for the plate?
Yes.
That's always the best. Cool, right. So yeah, you're a real pro and you've got several pans on the go at once to get through them, but I think you can just take your time and make sure. And so the batter, if the batter feels a little bit thick, thicker than your normal sort of thin crepe batter, that's the point. The point is that it's a bit easier to move around the plate. So especially for the children who might be joining us and having a go at this one, this is one of the first recipes I did with my eldest, who's 7, and he really enjoys doing this one. And I can pretty much let him cook away at the hob doing these, because there's not too much of chucking a pan around and manipulating things. So it's quite a nice recipe to do.
Yeah, I like this one. A safer bet, I think. Although, James, saying that, wouldn't be Pancake Day, would it? So, gonna do it.
All right, hang on.
I'm gonna do it.
Go on.
I'm gonna go. So my pancake, I actually think looks quite good right now. So it
You've done a good mega one there.
Okay, yeah.
On the roof.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Told you. Used to work. Oh, Used to work in a pancake shop. You don't lose it, James. It's like riding a bike. Nice. I do like how fluffy these ones are, actually, James. I think I prefer that kind of pancake.
Yeah, well, you see, it's all about how much maple syrup you can absorb per pancake.
Yeah, surface area.
Yeah, so
Like
it'll just suck up all the good stuff that you've got. Oh, my webcam's just fallen off.
It's all kicking off in the Cookalong tonight. Okay, cool. This looks good. Nice.
Yeah, so.
How many are you having, James? Hungry?
Well, this is the problem, you see, is I've made the whole recipe, and I've got, not got anyone with me this evening to help me eat them. So it's
fantastic.
Gonna have to be I don't like to see waste. So
someone's got to, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean,
it's good of you. It's very good of you.
Yeah.
Have you seen on you'll see on social media people that have been doing these kind of like patterns and things like that with their pancakes? That's currently what I'm working on, but it's not so well. But I think it's also quite creative, isn't it? Cooking pancakes, you can have a bit of fun. It's a good way to switch off cooking, don't you think?
Oh, definitely. It's always been a huge passion of mine. I grew up learning to cook, and I think as I've grown older, it's not only because of my job, but it's also something that I really enjoy. Just following a recipe, trying new foods, and it is a nice way to relax at the end of the day. Obviously, if you've got two screaming kids ready for wanting to be fed as soon as possible, it's not quite as relaxing. But getting some time in the kitchen to actually spend experimenting with a few dishes and trying different things out is a really nice way of switching off and turning off. And I think that's always a skill that you can add in as well, is trying something new all the time. So one of the things that I still try and do now is cooking something new every couple of weeks, because you want to keep that repertoire of things that you've got to cook each evening as high as possible, because you're more likely to look forward to eating at home and sticking to those kind of recipes that you've been doing if you've got a wide repertoire of things you can do. We get stuck into the spag bowl, curry, chili, those kind of things every single week, and we get bored of it. So having lots of different options is good.
I think it's great, especially at this time, isn't it, whereby the fakeaway has come in as something that people are trying to do a bit more of. Ella and Mia already, I think they're onto the toppings. Mia, what are you up to right now? I don't know if I want to ask. We don't like we've done something wrong, but we just go with it. They look like they're doing a good job anyway.
Yeah.
Cool. I think I'm nearly there, James. With the base anyway, then we get to the fun part.
Yeah, I think I've got about 6 done now, so I can definitely.
We've got a big.
Make them last more than a few minutes of eating them.
I was going to say, I mean, I've got a load of batter, but there's no way I can eat 15 of these. But I'm going to try after. Don't get me wrong. Cool. All right. So, James, I'm going to keep my shape a secret actually until we go live. But someone just put there about how they've got so many good memories of kind of making pancakes as a kid and things like that. And that is often actually where the kids get their first involvement with cooking, is days like Pancake Day and things like that. And I guess, in your opinion, is it something that we should be doing a lot more of, is getting kids involved in the kitchen and helping them understand more about food? It's not just the process of eating, but it's important to know what you're putting in your body as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Jamie. That's a great point. I think getting those skills in the kitchen is still the biggest stumbling block that I see with a lot of the young athletes that I work with. So, being able to tell them what they should eat, being able to give them instructions or education is one thing, and that's great. But actually being able to go home and do it is often the biggest hurdle to get over. So the earlier in life that we get into the kitchen, we get some confidence, I think, is the big thing. It's having the confidence to try different things. It's not got to look beautiful and ready for Instagram straight away. It is about just having a go and getting stuck in, because the quicker that you learn a handful of recipes that you can do and you're confident in doing, then again, the more empowered you feel to be able to then go away and succeed in any kind of eating plan or anything that you're trying to succeed with. So, and I think kids growing up understanding what different foods are and trying lots of different foods, it is also a really good thing to try and encourage, because taste buds change. Vegetables might not be the flavor of the month when you're 5 or 6, but as you we're older, you know, you do enjoy the different flavors and things as well. So keep trying lots of different foods, I think, and trying to cook them.
Yeah, it should be an enjoyable thing, shouldn't it? For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm loving it, James. Loving it.
Right, I have got, yes, got another couple here.
You've got your mountain ready now?
Yeah, I've got the stack, I've got my full stack.
Love it.
Go.
Okay.
So, I think I'll pause on the cooking front there. I have got a bit of batter left, but
I'm sure there's round 2 later, no doubt. Look at that. That looks outstanding. The rise that you've got, I have to say, is exemplary. Exemplary rise. Mia, can we have a look at yours? Ella, are you okay? Ella is now taking over the lead role of toppings, I think. How do yours look? Look at that. Love that. Have we got Nutella and banana? Yeah, good shout. Love that. So, James, toppings, what are we thinking? All of them?
Well, I'm not going to have all of those in one stack. I could, but I'm not going. I want to be slightly more civilized as we're on camera.
Good of you.
I'll grab another plate out. So I've got a bit of maple syrup.
Uh-huh.
And I've actually got some frozen fruit that I just chucked in the microwave for 5 minutes and heated up. So I've got some cherries and blueberries and things in there. So again, I can't help it. I'm being a little bit healthy, but I do enjoy those
They taste good too, though, don't they?
As an addition to those. So I'm going to go with those.
Cool. I like you can just, this is the part where you can have a lot more fun as well. The bits that could go wrong have happened. And now it's just a case of free for all, right?
I'm going to go with a little bit of maple syrup on top. There we go. Not being shy with that. And you can always add in some yogurt and things like that as well. Or you know, and you can always make them slightly savoury as well. You know, bacon with a bit of maple syrup or sweet corn as well goes really well with these kind of pancakes as well. So you can have all sorts of different toppings to try with them.
Nice.
That is what I've gone with.
Love it. Look at that. Sweet corn fritters, James, is something I was introduced to too late in life. I think that's like a pancake mixed with sweet corn mixed in with it. But that's really good. Ella and Mia, you've already started eating. No one said you could eat, but I guess you have, haven't it? So let's have a look at yours. How you look in there? Mia looks like she's already eaten hers, so I guess that's a good sign. Cool. And James, I've kept mine a secret because I've actually created some art here. So I don't know if you can tell what this is, but I have made a rabbit. Yeah,
that's exactly what I was.
Can you see that? Have you got that? I mean, if that's not the most obvious rabbit you've ever seen, I don't know what is. But I told you I was going to bring my A game. With or without the fire alarm on, the rabbit wasn't intentional, but I think it looks good.
Yeah, it's very spring-like as well. It's very in season. I like it.
Exactly.
Here.
That's exactly what I was trying to do. Positivity. We're getting summer. It's all going well. James, thank you so much. I'm going to let you get on because those will go cold very soon, and we'll obviously need to get into round 2 as well. So thank you for your help tonight, Ella and Mia. You two were phenomenal. You are fantastic chefs, future performance nutritionists potentially, and Mia, you are particularly good at eating. So well done, you. Everyone else, please do get involved. Send in your pictures if you're making your pancakes this evening. Let us know how you get on. Use that hashtag #VitalityHalfTerm. We'll be back again tomorrow at 12:30 where we'll be doing a football skills workout with Alex Scott. So make sure you don't miss that one. And in the meantime, enjoy your pancakes and we look forward to catching up again soon. Good job, you guys. Have a good night. See ya.